chance to scoot up a little bit if you want to. That's why the closer you get, the better off we are there.
All right, everybody, we've got our top 3 finishers from a highly entertaining Mission King of the Baggers Race 2 here at Daytona International Speedway. Our winner, Jeremy McWilliams, second place, Tyler O'Hara, and third place, Bobby Fong. We'll get started with Bobby. Bobby was 7th yesterday in his King of the Baggers debut, 3rd today. Bobby, was the difference just you having more time, or was there some adjustments made to the bike?
No, it was a completely different motorcycle out there. You know, the Roland Sands crew barely received the bike a few weeks prior to coming out. We haven't ridden it, tested or anything, but it was good. We're just getting our feet wet, and you know they got a hell of a crew over there, and we're pretty short staffed, and you know we just need time. But you know we're here today, and it's been really, really fun. It's been like a breath of fresh air riding these things, and even though we got 7th yesterday, we had fun. We did have fun.
So today was quite a battle, and you led the race at times, and it looked like you were able to, you had a different tactic in turn 1 than they did, and you were able to hold a pretty tight line.
Yeah, I noticed I could really go really deep on the brakes compared to these guys. I was really good on the brakes. I felt like I was really confident with the front. We like literally flipped the bike upside down for the race, and I felt really confident on the brakes. And I knew I was going to be a sitting duck coming out of the chicane, but I wasn't going to sit up and risk 2 guys passing me and then not even going to be able to go to the line. You know, I could have been 5th or something like that. So I just hoped for the best, and I knew I was going to get drafted. I knew Jeremy had a little steam. He's tucked in. He's a little guy. He's tucked in. He's tucked in on that thing, and I could feel it. I could feel myself getting sucked. And I'm like, I know. I was just waiting for 4 bikes to come around me, and it did one 2 of these guys. But I was happy that it's all 3 Indians in the box, and I know Gary Gray and the full crew are really, really stoked. So.
All right, well, good job.
Yeah, thanks.
Second place today is Tyler O'Hara, our winner from yesterday. Didn't win today, but at least you lost out to your teammates, so that's probably the next best thing.
You know, it's a special day, and just to be up here on the podium and riding with Jeremy McWilliams and Bobby Fong, and just, you know, the wrecking crew is here. And Indian Motorcycle, SNS Cycles, everybody that's behind our program, Mission Foods, Medallia, Parts Unlimited, just everybody that puts an effort into this program. It's amazing, and we came up a little short, and you know, right before we went out, we were trying to put a tooth on because the headwind changed, and it was really windy out there. And unfortunately, we just didn't have enough time to make the change, and just kind of had to change tactics. And oh man, what a race! What a race! It was a battle with 4 guys there, and Rishpoli was just riding. I don't know if you guys saw him at all, but he put a wheel on me on the last lap, and he was there the whole race, which is good to see. That you know that we got some more competition, and I love the competition and just riding with these guys hard. But you know, utmost respect for these guys, and just what an amazing race, and what a pleasure.
Well, good job. Okay, our winner today is Jeremy McWilliams. I can't tell you his whole resume because we don't have enough time. Race is only 200 miles that we're waiting on, so we'd be here for longer than that. 4th yesterday, a win today. It's kind of the same question I asked of Bobby. Was it a matter of big changes to the bike, or just you having more time on it?
Just having more time on it, really. All it was more learning how to ride it. I kind of learned how to ride it off Tyler. I got actually give him all the credit for that because he rides it differently than I do, and I kind of came along not knowing and riding a little bit like approaching it like a sports bike, and you know that's not how it works. It just needs to be nursed a little bit differently in terms. It's got so much torque that you've got to change your throttle position and stuff. You know, you've got to learn how to do that because it's got an incredible amount of go off the bottom. So you can see me spinning up, and that's still me learning. Still not quite there yet. I've struggled off 6. I've been struggling off 6 the whole way through, and I probably haven't been using, you know, the RPM range as well as I should have been the whole weekend. And I didn't have that, you know, I didn't have the slightly different aero on it. But I was short shifting a lot and just not making the most of it. And I didn't learn how to draft until discussing it with Tyler, really. The drafting was the big thing at the end of the day. It was getting across the line. Bobby went low and I stayed high, thinking, you know, should I be down there or should I be up here? And really, it was, you know, just a little bit of information from Tyler, really, on how to get across the line helped in the end. You know, go to the inside and stuff. I've been here 16 years or 17 years ago, so very unique racetrack, very special, and it's very special just to be here and standing on top of the box. I mean, that's not really what I expected. I've been really happy just to get on the podium. I was a bit disappointed coming up short yesterday. Just that, today made it all up for it, and just learning the bike a little bit more, and discussing things afterwards and learning off each other. It's a good team sort of scenario where we can all speak openly and try to help each other.
With what you learned and what you remembered, were you licking your chops at the position you were in coming out of the chicane, or were you worried?
I could have passed, I shouldn't tell them this, but I could have passed Bobby maybe before the chicane, or at least block past them into the chicane.
I knew you were waiting up.
You guys-
I knew you guys were waiting up. Like, I was going in the chicane. I'm like, I know he's just. I could feel you get sucked in, and then I was like, I know what he's doing. Like, why would he lead on the last lap?
But also, the thing is that we knew Tyler was there too, and I'm thinking, why is Tyler not passed? Oh, okay. We're kind of understanding now how the whole thing works. And so rather than just attack it like you would on a traditional race, circuit, you've got to use your head a little bit, a lot more here than you would anywhere else. And I thought that was a wise tactic, going low, and Bobby went low, but we already tried that earlier in the weekend, and we knew it didn't work. So we'd already tried one high, one low, and see who'd come out in front. So that's a little bit of teamwork as well at work that kind of played to our advantage. So I stayed high, and then used Bobby when it came low, and it just worked out perfectly. But he had a great line coming towards the line because he was staying left and not really giving me any room. And when you pass here, it actually feels like you're going to really clash fairings. The bikes kind of suck together, so you've got to leave a little bit of margin. And I think that's probably what hurt Tyler. Had he been able to come up the inside, he probably would have just done both of us.
Yeah, that was the plan. You guys both went left. But man, what an amazing race.
Any questions?
Jeremy, you might be a little biased now that you won the race, but the racing the baggers, road racing the baggers is relatively new and unique in all the world. And with all the things you've done in your career, what's your opinion on road racing bagger style motorcycle?
I mean, they're awesome. I mean, who would think you would get a 325-pound motor, 625, I don't know, I'm working in kilograms, so 625-pound motorcycle around 5 seconds, then we're going to, 5 seconds slower than we're going to watch the Daytona 200 guys lapping that. So that kind of blew my mind. I mean, coming here, you don't expect that they're just so capable. I mean, they're really proper race bikes.
They got 54s.
Yeah, 54s it is too.
That's what they said. I don't know.
Okay, so 4 seconds slower. I mean, maybe we could start somewhere in the middle of this group and have another race. But I think that's it's something that we never expected. I don't think the public expect these bikes just to work so well. It just shows the capabilities, of the Indian motorcycle company to build a bike that can lap around Daytona and make it a really, really competitive and fascinating race to watch. I can't wait to watch it.
Thank you. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News. This question is for you, Jeremy. You mentioned you'd last been here 16 or so years ago. So aside from, I think you were saying like some of the drafting is a bit different, but what are some other qualities of the Speedway that are kind of new to you now, racing today and this past week that you didn't see 16 to 17 years ago?
It's exactly the same layout, and things start to come back to you, and you realize that you're not hitting the apexes and things when you're learning it. And really, we were on the back foot the first day because we only had 7 laps. So the first day, I felt like there's no way we're going to get ourselves to the front. I qualified 6th, and I felt like I was really putting everything into it to qualify 6th. And as I said earlier, it was just kind of taking a step back, taking a deep breath, and try to work out how to ride the motorcycle better. It was me that was at fault. I just wasn't getting to grips with it. The track is exactly the same, and it works in the same way. The things that are really important about this track are the drive off the bus stop chicane onto the banking, and I hadn't really given that enough thought. I was like 5 miles an hour quicker than Tyler in the middle of it, and then losing 5 miles an hour on the exit. So it's just taking stock and trying to work the whole circuit out, because it's nothing like anywhere else in the world. It has to rank as one of my favorites because it makes you think. It really is a technical racetrack. Even though the infield section's pretty simple, it's technically challenging to get it right.
Anybody else? All right, thank you guys.
Thanks.
You right?
Yeah. They say you're underway, you have to start race one from the back row to win. And then they came to you and said, well,
I'm running out of the refrigerator.
I know the.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We wanted to move back home to be closer to his family. We decided to go with pods because things were stressful enough.
We weren't sure how long we were going to need storage for, so we needed something that was flexible, and then they can deliver the container to wherever we move to.
We haven't found the perfect house yet, but we're still looking.
One of the things I love about Bass Pro is they have 3 great ways to shop. You can head into one of their awesome stores, visit BassPro.com, or get great gear from that catalog Johnny Morris sends out. Hi, here's your package. Bass Pro Shops, where